Did you know what Chinese President Xi Jinping ordered regarding the protection of Captain Ibrahim Traoré? Here is the story. In the early hours of May 28, 2025, a crisis erupted in the heart of West Africa. A faction within the Burkina Faso armed forces launched a surprise coup attempt aiming to overthrow President Ibrahim Traoré. The capital, Ouagadougou, descended into chaos as explosions rocked the military headquarters and sporadic gunfire rang through government districts. For nearly 10 tense minutes, the fate of one of Africa's most controversial and charismatic leaders hung in the balance, until an unprecedented decision from halfway across the world changed everything. Chinese President Xi Jinping, in a classified directive sent to PLA High Command in Africa, ordered immediate military intervention to secure and protect President Traoré, activating elite Chinese special forces stationed under a low-profile bilateral security agreement in Mali. Ibrahim Traoré, a former artillery captain, rose to power in September 2022 through a military coup, citing the government's failure to address widespread jihadist insurgency. At just 34 years old, he became the world's youngest head of state. While his initial power grab was met with skepticism, Traoré quickly redefined his presidency through sweeping reforms, nationalistic rhetoric, and a pivot away from France and Western influence. By mid-2023, he had expelled French troops and advisors, suspended cooperation with ECOWAS, and began forging stronger ties with non-Western powers, especially China, Russia, and Turkey. His government prioritized sovereignty over aid dependency, focusing on resource nationalism, youth mobilization, and a new doctrine of Pan-African security self-reliance. Traoré's strategic realignment attracted China's keen interest. Burkina Faso, rich in gold, manganese, and increasingly critical lithium deposits, became a focal point for China's Belt and Road expansion into the Sahel. In 2024, China and Burkina Faso signed a sweeping $4 billion cooperation pact, including mining rights, green infrastructure projects, and, most controversially, a discrete military security agreement enabling Chinese personnel to advise and support Burkinabe forces. Traoré granted Beijing semi-exclusive access to lithium extraction zones in return for infrastructure, military drones, and communication systems. As Chinese investments soared, so did their interest in Traoré's personal security. When the coup attempt erupted, Chinese intelligence, already monitoring dissent within the Burkinabe officer corps, relayed real-time alerts to Beijing. Xi Jinping, reportedly viewing Traoré as an essential partner in China's strategy for African autonomy and mineral security, authorized Operation Red Stallion, the deployment of a rapid response PLA special operations team based in Gao, Mali. Within 10 minutes of the first explosions in Ouagadougou, Chinese helicopters, shielded by drone surveillance, extracted Traoré from a secure location and relocated him to a fortified Chinese-built facility northeast of the capital. The swift and precise operation not only neutralized immediate threats, but also sent a chilling signal to regional and global actors. China will defend its strategic assets and allies, militarily, if necessary. The geopolitical implications are seismic. For Africa, this marks the first time an Asian superpower has physically intervened to preserve political stability in a sovereign nation beyond peacekeeping or advisory roles. For the West, it challenges the long-standing paradigm of influence in Francophone Africa. The United States expressed deep concern over foreign military action in African affairs, while France condemned the move as a direct affront to African sovereignty and regional balance. Yet across much of the Sahel, popular support for Traoré and admiration for China's no-strings-attached approach continues to grow. As of today, Traoré has re-established control over key military installations, purged disloyal officers, and declared a state of emergency. In a nationally televised address, he thanked our strategic friends who stand with Africa, not just in words, but in action. The line was widely understood to reference China. With its lithium pipeline secure and its credibility as a global protector reinforced, Beijing has quietly rewritten the rules of power projection in Africa. And it all happened in 10 minutes that shook the continent.